Lori Pieper left her corporate career to help women ditch burnout, honor their weird, and finally start living life on their own damn terms, with wine, books, and northern exposure. This episode of the Rebel Rebel is brought to you by my book, Brand Jitsu. I've spent over 25 years in the trenches helping artists, entrepreneurs, and brands stop being ignored. I took everything I've learned, the wins, the hard lessons, the frameworks that actually work, and I put it into one book. It's called Brand Jitsu, Move Your Brand from Meh to Memorable, and it'll help you tell your story in a way that people actually remember. Get it at your favorite bookstore or visit brandjitsu.com. Welcome to the Rebel Rebel. I'm your host, Michael Dargie, and somewhere across the world is Lori Pieper. Lori,
Hello.
How the hell are you?
I am fantastic. It's Friday, for crying out loud. I love it.
It is Friday. Right? So, Lori, catch us up. What are you up to right now?
Oh, well, I started my biz for the first time ever, became an entrepreneur about 3 years ago. And I finally get it now. And I finally got that I have to resonate with what people are telling me to do before I just jump in and try to do it.
Oh.
Because I was doing things that weren't resonating with me. And so I kind of shut down. So I realized, first of all, I retired from corporate. And I thought, if I'm going to be, exactly. Woohoo.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be miserable, I shouldn't say miserable, but if I'm going to be not really loving what I do, I may as well go back to corporate and make a regular salary.
Sure.
So I had a come to Jesus meeting, late last year. And so I am so stoked to be where I am now, because I've learned my lessons and now I can just move forward and change lives.
Oh my God. You just hit some Gen X moments for me. Come to Jesus. So stoked. Moving forward.
Yes.
Good on you. So what does your day-to-day look like right now? What does Lori Pieper's world look like?
Well, as an entrepreneur, it does change, but I get up in the morning and I'll get my coffee or water and piddle around, but then I'll sit and I'll do my meditation. So I for years I wanted to meditate and I couldn't until I learned Primordial sound meditation, which is Deepak Chopra's signature meditation.
Holy crap.
And the whole program is, just the way it's taught and everything. So I'm actually an instructor for it because I loved it so much.
This is a deep cut. This is awesome. I didn't know this is where we were going. This is great.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, it's awesome.
And it's really, it has changed. It changes the way I look at my day. And I know when I'm not doing that, being in silence in the morning and setting intentions, that my day is all wonky. So that's my new miracle morning. And soon part of my plan is to add my exercise, my yoga or weightlifting or whatever. Yeah. Small bits and pieces, small parts.
Amazing.
One at a time.
So cool. So just to, I guess, catch us up on what you're doing for your business, which this podcast is not about business so much as about creative entrepreneurs and rebels doing cool, interesting stuff. What do you do on the day-to-day?
Oh yeah. So, it depends on what my goal is for my business at the time. Right now, my goal is to get a program out, a 7-week program out to guide women to remove the shackles of social conditioning and start taking care of themselves. Even if that means saying no, kids, you have to make your own dinner, or boss, no, I've already worked 60 hours this week. I'm not working anymore. And just teaching women how to, even if it's just small increments. So teaching inspiring. And I have a couple of free workshops that are leading up to, they're essentially lead magnets for my, I should say, big program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I network a lot. I do a lot of networking. So we met through Success Champion Network.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love those people.
Yeah. Oh, I know. It's fabulous. I am a shy, quiet person, and networking scared the, you know what, out of me.
We'll call it the bejesus.
I was going to say the bejesus out of me.
The bejesus. Okay. Scares the bejesus. I get it. Networking is like, especially if you're an introvert, it's a hard thing to do. It
is very, and Success Champions has really allowed me to grow and be myself without feeling guilty or without feeling judged.
Yeah.
So I love it. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that group. Coincidentally and weirdly, I'm not a part of it, but I love it. I'm an advocate of it on the outside. So take that for what it is. Like, these people are kick-ass. Like, they are doing it for the right reasons. Yes. Yeah.
And they're so supportive and, like I said, non-judgmental.
Yeah.
And I know I can go to anyone in that organization and ask for help, and they will give it willingly and lovingly.
Right. Without expectation.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Which is not common in the whole networking space. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Oh my God.
Right.
Okay. So Lori, let's go back in time. Let's flash back to, I don't know, 7-year-old Lori. Like, if you were to guess or just reflect back on early Lori, why are you doing what you're doing now? Like, what was it that made you this way?
As a kid, I remember being very creative, being very, I didn't need to have like a bunch of people hovering over me all the time. I liked my quiet time. I liked my time. And I liked just doing coloring, or I remember, okay, this is going to sound really weird, but
have you met me?
But I loved murder. I loved Nancy Drew books. I loved, that whole, what's going on, what's happening, the intrigue. And I loved spooky movies, of course, age appropriate. And I would go out in the backyard and I would act like I was in this big mansion, this haunted mansion that had, and somebody's chasing me, and they have all these secret passageways. And I can imagine what my neighbors were thinking, because here's this little girl just like walking around like aimlessly, but I was in the haunted mansion.
I love it.
Says a lot.
Well, oh my God. Like Hardy Boys was my world. Nancy Drew crossover was my world. Yes. Like Scooby-Doo, unzip the, I love this.
Yes. I love Scooby-Doo.
Holy shit.
And don't mean to interrupt you, but
no, go ahead.
Kind of taking that to what brings me to doing what I am now. When I got into school, and I'm not bragging, but teachers realized that I have a brain for math and science. And so I kind of got in that. I went from being very right brain to being very left brain. And so now I don't get me, I loved my career, but it got to the point where I'm like, I want to be me again. I want to be that weirdo that just, does, and I really got into the spiritual side of things, and I just feel so fulfilled anymore. And that's why I do what I do, I guess.
Wow. Hot dang. Well, so many questions about, so when you decided, like, what was that moment when you decided that you needed to pivot, that you need to like make that change to a different world? That's huge.
Well, it had been on my mind for a long time. So probably the last 10 years of my corporate career, I was getting certifications and being a yoga instructor, a meditation instructor, an Ayurvedic instructor, and all these things to help me manage the stress of corporate life.
Yeah.
And as I did it, the more I thought, everybody should know this stuff. Everybody should know how to do this. And things like Ayurveda, it's the ancient medical wisdom of India, but it's so relevant today because it treats you as an individual versus, oh, you've got a cold here, take this pill.
Right.
Oh, you've got, blah, 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 take this pill and with the side effects. So, I mean, I could have 3 podcasts just on Ayurveda, but just learning that stuff, I just kept thinking everybody should know this. And I thought, well, one of these days I'm going to retire and I'm going to start advocating for this stuff. And so that's what I did.
Good for you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for advocating for the stuff that's not like have a pill.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Where are you located in the world?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
What did you watch sports?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, what's your team? Who's your team?
The Bengals. So I love football.
Okay. Lovely.
So football, the Bengals. I do like baseball. It's a little boring to me. But I like to go to the games. And the Cincinnati Reds are my team.
Okay.
In college, my teams are UC and Ohio State. And
oh my God.
Yeah.
All right. So you're watching the Bengals. Like, what's your stadium like? Is that like 60,000 people?
Yeah. I just heard recently that it's the smallest, but it is like 65,000 or something like that. 60 something thousand.
Oh my God. So up here in Canada, we're just doing like the new stadium for Calgary Flames. It's like 20,000.
Oh,
it's tiny. But when you're in it, you're like, oh my God, it's so big. But like, I've been to American Fields and holy hell, you guys do it right.
Yeah. I mean, if you're in the upper deck, I've never been, but I would imagine you'd need binoculars, right?
Yeah, totally. Oh my God. So, all right. So here you are at a Bengals game. And maybe you're like taking a break because it's like it's like I want to say intermission. I'm so not a sports guy.
Halftime.
So you're halftime and you're heading down for a beer or a dog or whatever, and you're thinking to yourself, "Oh man, I wish the world knew this one thing." What is the one thing that you wish the world knew in the chaos of the world you're in now?
Taking time for yourself is not selfish. It's critical. It's absolutely critical. And the more I learned about the physiology and what goes on in the body when you are afraid, worried, fearful, I guess it's the same as afraid. There's a lot of damage that is done to your body. And we don't give ourselves enough time to get back into that rest and restore. And I've seen, one of the things that drives me is I know 2 beautiful women who were also in corporate America who said yes to everybody at work, everybody at home. And both of them are on disability because of sicknesses. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. And that's not necessary. What's necessary is taking care of yourself. You cannot take care of anybody else if you're not taking care of yourself. And it doesn't take that much time. You don't have to do 20 minutes or an hour of cardio every day in order to be healthy. Just making some better healthy choices.
it's cliche, but it sounds like the put your oxygen mask on first before you give it to.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Fuck.
Yes. Yes.
Oh man. What do you do, Lori, for yourself? Like what's a guilty pleasure that Lori does, in her day-to-day just to recharge or replenish?
Day-to-day guilty pleasure. Well, my partner and I, we do like to, right now we're watching Northern Exposure.
Oh, my people.
I love it.
Is that Paul Gross? Paul Gross, right?
Oh, the
actor in it?
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't think so. You mean the guy on the air, the guy who
I could be totally wrong. I might be like, I'm Googling it right now, actually.
Okay. Yeah, please do. Cause I love him. He's, and I love his philosophy and all that stuff. But yes, we like to watch Northern Exposure. We try not to do, just do an episode. That would be one of my guilty pleasures. But one of the things I love to do is read. I mean, there's nothing better on a sunny, beautiful day in Cincinnati to sit on my back deck with a book and a glass of wine.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
So I'm just looking at my screen here and I'm probably wrong. It was but yeah, it wasn't Paul Gross. Yeah, I'm wrong.
Okay. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. But if anybody ever saw my Big Fat Greek Wedding, he's the guy I think he's the guy in my Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Yeah. Such a great show.
I know. I loved it.
Oh my God. Northern Exposure. That why did I think Paul Gross?
You got to look it up now.
Yeah, I'm slayed by it. Like it's like why? But that's so cool that you're watching that.
Yeah, it's fun.
If you were to have a choice between, like, I don't know what your food choices are where you are, but like, are you a pizza person?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Pepperoni mushroom, or are you like a Hawaiian ham and pineapple person?
Oh no, pineapple should not be on any meat or any pineapple. It belongs by itself in its beautiful perfection.
Okay. I disagree with you on that, but I love that. I love that you're like firm on that. What's your go-to pizza move?
Veggie, adding like a veggie deluxe, adding pepperoni to it.
Oh, yeah. I was going to ask, are you a vegetarian?
I don't eat a ton of meat, but I'm not a vegetarian.
Okay. So you just like, you decide what you put it on. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Damn. What's on your bookshelf right now?
Oh, you mean the bookshelf right here or the huge bookshelf behind me?
Well, I mean, what do you turn to when you're like, oh, I can't go to sleep, or I just want to just decompress in a bubble bath? I don't know if you bubble bath, but I do. No. And I always have a book.
So right now I'm reading, The Miracle Morning, because that's helping me with my New Year's resolution of getting to a better morning. Yeah. One of my favorite books is Bliss Brain by Dawson Church.
I don't know it.
And it's all about how meditation changes your physiology, your brain, and all the. I mean, it's a big book, and it's just it has such great information that if you read it, you would establish a meditation practice. Really? Because of the benefits of, and it's all scientific because he shows, pictures of, when they monitor what's going on in the brain, and he shows that, and then he points out what the different parts of the brain, and it's fascinating. And it's done in a way that, anybody could understand it. So he does a really good job of.
Oh, so cool. We'll put links in the show notes. What's your How do you decompress? Like, some people read a book, some people watch Netflix or Disney or whatever. Like, what's your thing? Like, what's the Lori thing?
I don't have one particular thing, although I will say that for a lot of last year, unfortunately, my thing for decompressing was to turn on the TV and have a glass of wine. And that's not good long term. It really kind of drains your energy after a while.
Oh man. So I want to dig into that, because
Okay.
I am also I would love to turn on the TV and have a glass of wine. And here's my question. Like, what kind of wine? Are a Malbec, a red, or white, or like what?
Dry, red in the winter. And if it's really hot out, a good Chardonnay.
Okay. Lovely. And what's on the TV? Like, because I don't think there's anything wrong with this at all.
There isn't. I agree. There's nothing wrong with it as long as it doesn't go too far. Right.
So if you're not waking up in the morning, putting on Netflix, drinking like having a box of wine. Yes, I agree.
You know, how'd you know?
Have you met me?
I'm sorry. What was the question?
Well, I guess the question is like, what's the guilty pleasure? You have your glass of wine and watch a show. That's fine. Yeah. I think my point was, you don't have to apologize for it. I think if that's what gets you to the next day, have that. Because what are you getting from having a glass of wine and watching Northern Exposure? Like, damn.
Yeah.
What do you take from that moment into the next day?
So I agree. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you're choosing to do it consciously, as opposed to just being a habit. And for me, last year became a habit, and it wasn't just one glass of wine. It was 2 glasses of wine, and it wasn't just one episode. It was 2 or 3, right. And that's not a good evening to set yourself up for a good morning.
Oh, Lori, thank you for that. That's huge.
Yeah. So, but again, it's relaxing. So I have no issue having a glass of wine, and I'm trying, right now I'm doing dry January. Yeah. And then afterward, I'll try to, have that wine just on the weekends, because again, even one glass of wine for me anymore, I don't sleep as well. So I don't wake up as refreshed. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's gotten to a point where I should be making better choices for me, what works for me. But what works for you, you have to do what works for you. And that's true for anybody listening to this. Yeah. Do what works for you, but do it consciously. That's how we make good decisions.
Love it. Huh. Damn. I love it. That's so good. If you were to give advice to somebody who's about to embark on their own adventure, so we call these people rebels in waiting, and they're the people who are, I don't know, they're about to take a step out. They're like hoping to be better tomorrow. What's Lori's advice?
Now, are you talking from an entrepreneur perspective, or just making changes in their life in general?
Well, I don't know. Well, like maybe both, but like, what's your hot take on it?
First and foremost, know that you can't do it all. And if you're listening and you're anything like me, I don't eat just a slice of pie. When I do something, I want the whole pie, and I want it right now. And, I'm using a food analogy because
you're my people.
Yeah. Because I can't eat a whole pie, and I would feel terrible. And when I was trying to do in my business, trying to do everything, nothing got done. When I tried to do everything to get like better health or to feel better and to get back into meditation and yoga and all that, when I try to do everything, it doesn't last. And part two of that is, okay, so you take small slices and then you find, you get halfway through and you drop the piece of pie in your lap. Something fails, right? Something goes wrong.
Yeah.
So instead of beating yourself up, which we have a tendency to do, our brains are wired to keep us safe. So our brains are also wired to point out when we're doing something stupid. I mean, really. And so when that happens, treat yourself like you would a baby learning to walk. The baby walks, you're like, yay, good for you. The baby falls. And you're like, oh, honey, that's okay. Here, let's get up and try again. And we don't treat ourselves like that. We're very harsh on ourselves. And that makes us want to stop even sooner.
Wow. I love that. Question that pops into my mind is, but I mean, we're adults. Like, shouldn't we know? Shouldn't we not coddle ourselves?
But okay, there's coddling and there's taking care of yourself. There's coddling and there's giving yourself grace.
I love it. Okay. Tell me about that.
Well, so yes, you're human. We're human. We do stupid things. We say stupid things because we make mistakes because we're human.
Yeah.
We're not perfect. And we have to understand that, especially if you're stressed, especially if you're afraid, fearful, you got a deadline, if you're stressed, physiologically, the blood is redirected from the rational, compassionate part of your brain to the reactionary and confrontational part of your brain. So you say things you don't mean. You make mistakes because you're not thinking logically. You're not thinking clearly. So you're human. So give yourself some grace. And just, hey, it's okay. It's okay to do that stuff because we all do it. And if you say you don't, you're lying.
Nice. My takeaway is give yourself some grace. I love that idea that we're not perfect. We're experiencing this moment in the moment, and
yes,
we need to give ourselves a bit of a break.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Lori,
yes.
This has been so great. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited. I was so looking forward to this.
Yeah, me too. It's been so great.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode. Hey, if you're an artist, scientist, entrepreneur, or business owner who wants a smooth and proven method to find, shape, and share your story with the world, head on over to brandjitsu.com and order a copy of my book, Brand Jitsu, Move Your Brand from Meh to Memorable. I've been your host, Michael Dargie, and this has been the Rebel Rebel podcast. It's a podcast for creative rebels and entrepreneurs all over the world. And hey, if you're a rebel or you know a rebel, head on over to the RebelRebelPodcast.com and fill out the guest request form. Thanks so much for listening. Until next time.